When wholesaling or flipping houses, your business starts and ends with the amount of motivated sellers that come in. The problem is it can be days, weeks, or even months by the time you get your next deal. My name is Dawson Skorcheski, and my company and I have done more than 150 deals in the last 2 years, spending less than $3,000 per month in a market of 250,000 people. Recently, I was on Steve Trank's podcast, Real Estate Disruptors, talking about how we do such crazy numbers like that with such a low marketing spend. So if you get the chance, go ahead and check that out. But I want to take this time to go in depth on how to get motivated sellers using inbound marketing tactics so you don't have to break your back trying to find motivated sellers. In this video, you're going to learn my top favorite ways on getting inbound motivated sellers, the pros and cons for each one, and tips and tricks on how to set it up correctly so you can hit the ground running without making the same mistakes that I did. Before the video starts, go ahead and subscribe, like, and comment if you have any questions, and let's get to the video. Now first, I want to explain what an inbound lead actually is. An inbound lead is somebody who simply came to you from whatever marketing source that is because they want to sell their house fast for whatever reason. Now the obvious benefit here is that it takes no work or effort to get these motivated sellers, contrary to many others. Another pro is that they're going to be much more motivated than other outbound tactics of getting motivated sellers. This is because they are reaching out to you with intention of trying to sell their house fast for whatever reason. Now, the downside to getting inbound motivated sellers is it can cost a lot of money. But if you're a person who has more money than time right now, getting inbound motivated sellers is absolutely perfect for you. So this video is typically for the people who have not very much time on their hands, but they have a lot of capital on the side to disperse on whatever marketing tactic they need to get inbound motivated sellers. It also helps a lot if you have a lot of experience because sometimes this type of lead gen can get very expensive. Not having much experience can waste you lots of money because you need to be able to learn how to close these leads and actually monetize them for the highest amount you possibly can. I'll put a disclaimer that if you're experienced or don't have much money set aside yet, I don't recommend doing these tactics quite yet. And what I would recommend is if you don't have a lot of money, that get your first 3 to 5 deals completely for free, which there's many ways to do so. My next video is going to be all about how to get motivated sellers completely for free, so hit the notifications bar to let you know when that video comes out. Now the first marketing method I want to talk about is what we call PPL services, or pay per lead services. Basically, hence the name, this service is where you pay per lead that you receive from whatever company. This can vary where it runs Facebook ads, TikTok ads, YouTube ads, or even Google PPC to generate leads for you, so they take all the risk of spending ad spend when all you do is receive the lead and pay for whenever you get a single lead. It's super nice when they're taking all the risk and you only pay per lead. The problem with these services though is it can get very expensive, ranging anywhere from $150 to even $500 or $600 every single lead. This is a great option if you have no inbound motivated sellers right now at all and running no marketing methods, because this can get you in the game instantly. However, from my experience, what I've seen to be a big con with PPL services is that the lead quality can be very poor. The reason this is because when you're running a Facebook, a TikTok ad, a YouTube ad, or anything like that, there's not very much intent behind this. And what I mean is people are typically scrolling away and they see this ad, and sometimes they are just curious in what their house is worth rather than actually looking to sell fast. And usually these ads look like more of a nationwide company-esque type of ad, so sometimes these people can think that you're BlackRock or some other hedge fund that buys houses at complete retail, which is another big con. Another downside of this is you're usually only closing 1 in 10 or 1 in 20 of these leads, which can get very, very expensive. You can spend around $5,000 every single contract that you sign, and the hope is obviously that you do a wholesale or buy a flip that is going to make you more than $5,000. If you want to do this, you have to stay very consistent with this. If you do it for one single month, it's not going to work very well. I would actually recommend doing this for at least 3 months to get the best results. And if it doesn't work for you, then go ahead and wipe it out. There are thousands of these companies out there, but my personal favorite one is going to be Property Leads, just because they're the most understanding. They allow refunds. They have the highest lead quality that I have ever seen. So go ahead and click the link below if you're interested in that. Now, the next thing we're going to talk about is organic SEO, or organic search engine optimization, which this is my personal favorite. Basically, what organic SEO is getting your website of your company advertising that you buy houses fast for cash and getting it to rank at the top of Google for the highest search terms for that a motivated seller would look up anyways, such as sell my house fast, people who buy houses, cash home buyers near me, and other different variations of keywords just like that. My favorite pro is that these are the absolute highest quality leads you could ever receive. The reason being is because people are physically using their own intentions to look up on Google and try to find cash home buyers, click on your organic website of your local company, fill out your form in order to get a cash offer. Another huge benefit is it is completely free no matter how many times somebody clicks on it or fills out your form. So every single lead that you get is completely free. Another massive pro is you can build a brand in your local market that everybody knows who they are. So if anything to do with someone wanting to sell their house fast, they know exactly who your company is and they can always reach out to you if they ever want a cash offer for any reason. One downside to organic SEO is that it can take some time to get your website up there because Google can sometimes be a little bit difficult to get your website ranked at the top, but I can promise you it is well worth it. Another con is that if you know nothing about trying to rank websites, it can be very complicated and very confusing on how to get your website at the top. My favorite way to look at organic SEO is that if you are not first in the ranks, you are last. The reason being is because when's the last time that you have looked up something on Google or found a company on Google for whatever service it was and scrolled past the first page? It simply does not happen. Personally, for my company, SEO is one of our best ways of getting motivated sellers because it generates the highest quality amount of motivated sellers for the cheapest cost. If you want to see my exact blueprint on how I did this, feel free to click the link below where you can watch my free demo, 1 hour unedited long version of how I got my website to the top. It's the best way for the cheapest cost to get multiple deals every single month. Now I know creating a website can maybe sound like a lot, but my favorite company that I'd like to use to create my website is Carrot.com. They're very widely known in the real estate investor space and they are specifically created for real estate investors to create a website within seconds that is going to rank well and perform and convert leads very, very well. I use Carrot for all of my clients all across the country that I make websites for. So if you're interested in using Carrot, which I would highly recommend, click the link below and you can get a great deal on it. The next thing I want to talk about, and another one of my favorites, is going to be Google Pay-Per-Click, or commonly known as Google PPC. Google Pay-Per-Click is the same idea as organic SEO, where people are looking up on Google looking for cash home buyers or looking to sell their house fast to somebody. But what's different between pay-per-click and organic SEO is that you are now, instead of an organic website, you're a sponsored ad at the top of the page if you're willing to pay for it. And what I really mean by somebody willing to pay for it is every time somebody clicks on your website link, it is going to cost you money. And the amount of money can vary depending on the competitiveness or how many people are trying to get Google PPC for that keyword in that specific area. Now, a huge benefit is within minutes is you can have your ad displayed on Google for all the people who are looking to sell their house fast for cash that are intentfully looking it up on Google looking for cash home buyers. Another huge benefit is these can be the same quality of leads that you would get on organic SEO with website because these people are intentfully looking up on Google looking for cash home buyers. Contrary to when I was talking about pay-per-lead services, this is not a clickbait ad. This is for people who are already looking this up and you just want to be displayed anyways. And another massive benefit is that even if you do have an organic website that does rank, this is going to allow you to have a sponsored ad for keywords that maybe your website is not optimized for. This is usually used for keywords that are much smaller than the ones you ranked your website for, because typically with the website, you're ranking it for the highest search terms, not the lowest ones, and this can mitigate that. So why not do Google PPC? It is very awesome and a great tool to use. Well, the contrary can be in that it's very expensive. And it really just depends on the bidding in your area and the competition. And what I mean by bidding is in your market, there's gonna be multiple different competitors that are trying to get their ad up there, and whoever really spends the most money or has a more relevant ad is going to rank much better. Because Google ranks a Google PPC advertisement based on two things. It's going to be relevancy and budget. So ideally, you want to make your advertisement as relevant as possible. That way you don't have to spend as much money. If you want to learn exactly how to set up your Google PPC campaign, start to finish, go ahead and click the link below where I have a 1 hour long video completely unedited of me making a Google PPC campaign that works absolutely killer for us and gets multiple deals every single month. The fourth one I'm going to talk about today is bandit signs. Basically what bandit signs are is they are little yard signs that you can stick anywhere that literally say "we buy houses" or "I buy houses," advertising to people who drive by or local neighbors in the area. Now there are multiple different laws in multiple different states. Some states absolutely hate bandit signs and will fine you for every single bandit sign they see on public land. My favorite way of doing bandit signs, however, is by sticking them in the front yard of any wholesale deal that you do or any house flip that you have going on. This is because they are in the front yard and the city simply can't come after you, but it also serves as another benefit where all the people driving by or the neighbors who are around it can see it every single day and you seem very, very credible. Especially when they see you actually working on the property, some people are going to want to call that guy down the road with the bandit sign rather than actually looking you up on Google. However, you want to make sure that you can design them correctly where they are very visible and very easy to read. My favorite way is by simply making the sign all yellow and saying "I buy houses," literally just those 3 words, and putting your phone number in black. That way it is very easy to see and you can put multiple of them in a front yard so they stick out like a sore thumb. A huge benefit to this is they are very, very cheap and don't cost any money really at all, maybe $5 every single sign that you have. Another huge benefit is that these take absolutely zero effort. I would just recommend getting wholesale deals or flips that you have, and so you can stick them in the front yard. If you don't have those, you can stick them in intersections and other public places like that where they get high visibility. Just be cautious that don't take my advice if you do get a fine every single bandit sign that you do. I would just recommend using a different phone number that is unable to be tracked to you personally, so maybe use a Google Voice number or another phone number service like CallRail or OpenPhone. My favorite company for bandit signs is dirtcheapsigns.com. They have the highest quality bandit signs for the cheapest cost while also having the quickest turnaround time on building them and shipping. So if you are interested in getting bandit signs, click the link below to Dirt Cheap Signs. I highly recommend it. Now, last but not least, I wanted to talk about cold calling using virtual assistants, which is another one of my favorite ways to get inbound motivated sellers. Basically, what cold calling using virtual assistants are is usually overseas VAs that you pay by the hour to cold call for you, whether that's a big list, a small list, any other type like that. Because the nice part about this is they are filtering all the BS with cold calling, people hanging up on you, people telling you they don't want to sell. They deal with all of that and they only bring you the warm leads of the people who are actually interested in selling. Another huge benefit is that virtual assistants are usually very affordable. Depending on where you get them, I typically like to get mine out of the Philippines that usually cost around $3.50 per hour. And yes, that is US $3.50 per hour. They are very, very affordable. You can start with 4 hours a day and upgrade them to 8 if you'd like, but I highly recommend starting out with only 4 hours a day. It should only cost you around $70 a week to have a virtual assistant. But if you're gonna have a virtual assistant who's calling hours on end, you're gonna want 2 things, which is going to be an automatic dialer and lots of skip trace data. That way they are always constantly being on the phone with somebody. There's many different dialers that you can use for your virtual assistants. My favorite one is going to be Ready Mode. It is the absolute most highest quality dialer that I have ever used, and I have used multiple different ones. So if you're interested in using Ready Mode, click the link below. I promise you won't regret it. Just one downside to cold calling with virtual assistants is that there can be lots of maintenance. This can mean automatic dialer maintenance or VA maintenance, because of course, remember, these people are human beings. They have lives, they have kids, they want to go on vacation, they want to do all these things. So you have to manage your employee while also managing the automatic dialer to make sure it's doing and dialing what it's supposed to be doing. But all in all, it is definitely worth it because cold calling is the best way to catch motivated sellers at the absolute right time before really any of your other competition knows about it. And so if you don't want to cold call yourself, which a lot of us don't, unfortunately, I would highly recommend getting virtual assistants. My favorite Facebook group to get virtual assistants, if you don't know where to find them, is a Facebook group called Cold Callers and Closers. I have no affiliation with this Facebook group whatsoever, but hit the link below if you want to get yourself some virtual assistants. You can post an ad in there for free. And that concludes it for getting inbound motivated sellers at the highest quality for the cheapest. These are all ways that I personally use in my own business to this day. Now, if these marketing tactics sound like a lot to get set up or kind of a pain, my company, Marketing for Motivated Sellers, does organic SEO and Google pay-per-click for real estate investors all across the country. We get fantastic results from all the clients that we have, no matter what part of the US you're in. What I love most about it is just the highest quality amount of leads that you can get, because Google PPC and organic SEO is a great way to get intentful, motivated sellers who are actually looking for a cash offer and not just half interested. They actually want to sell, and they want to sell very quickly. So if you're curious to see how much it would cost in your local area to get motivated sellers, whether that's using an organic SEO website to get it to the top or running a Google PPC ad, we can help you. My company, Marketing for Motivated Sellers, does websites and Google PPC campaigns for real estate investors all across the country, and we get awesome results, and I'd love to do it for you as well. If you're interested to see what it would cost you in your local market, click the link below, marketingformotivatedsellers.com, and I'd be happy to hop on a call with you and see what your interests are. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this channel, please subscribe. It's going to help me get to more real estate investors all across the country. If you have any questions, please comment and I will answer back. Thank you for watching.